Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another interesting episode on Tek Tok Thursdays by Impact. Every startup has a new story to tell, a new approach to redefine businesses, and a new mindset to engage with their audience. AIAR is one such startup that is revolutionizing learning with its unique micro learning approach. Through AI for personalization and AR for just in time access, education is made simple, accessible, and time and cost efficient. Today, we have with us Rufus Lidman, the founder and CEO of AIAR, who is going to share with us interesting details about his startup. Without further ado, let's get started. Hello, Rufus. How are you doing?
Hello, Sunita. I'm doing very well.
Perfect. So, in the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. How are you and your team at AIAR daring to change the world? What's the story behind AIAR?
Okay, so that's two questions now. The first one is how we are daring to change the world, how we're actually being disrupted in this business. And well, it's a long story, but the cutting it short is that we use new technology to not repair old processes, but actually innovate totally new processes. So in the business right now, we have edtech companies, mocks, etc., that has been good and in one thing. They have been using the internet technology and mobile technology to giving access to a lot of people all over the world, more than any part of the history ever in the world, so to speak. But still, they have you have content offline and you have lectures offline, and you put it online and hope it becomes sexier because it's there. And it's not that more fun. It's not that as innovative as in other industries like gaming and social media, etc. So we see a strategic window there that needs to be filled, so to speak. The story behind it is, like I said, it's a long story, but let's cut it short. I have been a rather successful digital entrepreneur for some years. I have been working with more than 100 companies. I've been doing PhD studies. I've been doing, I've been working with, IKEA, Mercedes, Samsung, etc. I've been doing six ventures, 2-3 okay exits, and writing 4 books and etc. But like 7 years ago, I got all that got turned around. I got my 2 twin boys were born, and then you start thinking not only with the wallet, but you start thinking with your heart. So that's when I started my journey for going from serial entrepreneur to social entrepreneur. I started my first NGO supporting 70,000 refugee kids and parents in all the Balkan route from down to Syria and Iraq, etc. And then I finally understood that being able, like Mr. Nelson Mandela says, if being able to really change the world, it all starts with education. So combining the old, my career within the digital tech field and this newfound love for children and doing good, we started AIAR. And that's a short story.
That's an amazing move, Rufus. So, AIAR is providing the world's first mobile ecosystem for lifelong learning with 360-degree content scope. It uses gamification, AI, and blockchain to make lifelong learning an ease rather than a burden. So, how does AIAR make this happen?
Okay, good question. We have 3 pillars that is more or less unique in the market. First, there's like we said before, it's not that very much fun within the edtech space today. It's serious and it's okay, it's access, etc. But it's not like in other areas. It's not that innovative as in other areas. So here we first we use the gamification to make it more nicer user experience. Where I've been I have an experience from background for developing some of the biggest apps in the world within the gaming. So we take from there, etc. We put in a social layer to make it social, to make the education social, where we have ed battles and we have fans and funds fun tricks, etc. And then we have an AI customization that is unique in the market, not only for customizing what kind of courses to have, but to actually customize your way of learning, the format for learning. So you're able to learn both faster and more fun, so to speak. So that's the first thing. That's a fun thing, so to speak. The second contribution that we have to the market is not as sexy, but it's perhaps even more important because it's how this market so far has not been credible enough. It's still more credible to take an offline exam in the suburb of Manama somewhere than to take an online certificate at Harvard, because it's so easy to cheat. So here our contribution is we have a bulletproof interface with face recognition and iris diagnostics, etc. And we introduce blockchain certificates. So you know that when you put your badge on LinkedIn, it's 100% sure that you actually know what you claim that you know it. There's no way to cheat ever. And the third part is the economy. So because we focus on the emerging markets, and when you have like $500 a month, or even $400 or $300 a month, investing $100 in an examination is still a big investment, no? So here we have a disruptive business model where you take the course for free. You don't have to pay for the learning, but you only have to pay when you're doing the examination, and then you don't have to pay much. It's only $10. And we don't even stop there, because while you're doing the learning, you earn credits. And with these credits, you can pay for the exam. So if you're hard studying girl in Ghana or a boy outside of China, you can earn credits, so you can pay with the exam. You don't even have to pay anything at all. And coming from a businessman, that might sound stupid, just giving away everything for free. But we have an algorithm that secures that we never give away more than we earn, so to speak. So that's the three contributions to the market.
Perfect, perfect. So AIAR is also planning to democratize education for the 2.5 billion people around the world who are in dire need of it. How is AIAR reaching billions of people in emerging markets with more fun, secure, and efficient mobile learning?
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's well, within our team, we have some of the best digital marketers in the world. We had in our proof of concept, our first app, our first learning app, we only had one subject, only one language. And we became the biggest independent learning app within that subject in a couple of months. We got 200,000 downloads in loved by 200,000 people in 165 countries. In all those countries, the biggest markets, we broke the benchmarks by 700% in average. So we actually know what we're doing, so to speak. But still, that's media, no? And you don't want to feed Mr. Zuckerberg or Page and Brin that much money. So we're even better with growth hacking. And with growth hacking, you know, that's earned media or owned media, where we have, we're not only good with social media or SMM or EMM and SEO, etc. We're also mastering the ASO, where App Store optimization, which makes us, that becomes highest ranked on Google Play and App Store. So we were higher ranked than big dinosaurs like LinkedIn and Udemy, and even higher ranked than Google themselves on their own platform. So that's a second way that we do it. The third way is even more interesting. We've been negotiating with some countries the last year, and now we've got the MOU signed with 3 countries, distribution to 43 million people so far, and we're negotiating with even more. So with a good partnership program and growth hacking, we have the possibility to go out and make a good contribution without having to feed Google and Facebook with too much money. So.
Perfect, perfect. So what do you think is the impact of COVID-19 on the future of EdTech? Do you see any trends of partnerships between the traditional education and the EdTech companies?
This is the most interesting question. Of course, fact, it's gigantic. It's on the whole internet market. It's consolidating what's happening within e-com and m-com, social media. They are the only stocks that goes up in the stock market, and while all other are firing, they are hiring. So that's the consolidation, but it's also catalyzing the post-corona society. It's catalyzing everything about remote work and remote education. So during the corona crisis, we've had 78% of all students all over the world has been doing remote schooling, which is in 182 countries. So that has been catalyzing people that they're never even thinking about remote school before. They are thinking about remote school now. So that's a catalyzation process that is magical. No? So that will make this industry, it will shake this industry rather much, and it's shaking this industry rather much. So when you go from 2% digitalization, which is now very, very tiny part is digitalized within education industry, and you go from 2% to 20% or even 40%, some things will happen in the industry, no? And the most important part is not the quantity, it's the quality. Because when you don't have anymore, only have the early adopters doing doing the M-learning or e-learning or mocks, etc., who you can torture because they are so engaged, so to speak. But when you have the early majority coming in, they will demand something else. They will demand a user experience that they are used to within social media, within gaming, or within m-com and e-com, etc. So the big old dinosaurs will have to invent themselves, or and to come up with a user experience that is magical, like in other sectors, and that's what we're doing. So we are very well positioned within this area. So that's one thing. That was the first question. What is happening with the COVID-19?
Yes.
Second question is about the partnerships. No, about the what's
Regional
happening.
education players and edtech companies.
Yes, okay. So well, that's also interesting because this is the market structure in the whole industry is changing. We have this. I just heard the last week we saw that Harvard and Texas University they were preparing for this fall that if we get the second wave of the COVID-19, they are going to publish 2, 3, 4, 5,000 of their courses online. So that's rather fantastic, no? Well, it's not, because they're going to publish these thousands of these courses, but they're going to charge the same amount of money. So that's again like using new technology to repair old processes instead of innovating new ones. No? And that's when you don't understand the internet logic that you can. It doesn't cost you more to provide one course to 100 million people than to provide it to 400 people. And the first one that understands this and team up with the edtech company that have a platform that can make a modern user experience and really secure certification, they are the one that's going to win this war, and they are the one that's going to make this world really empowered and make some good things to these 2.5 billion people that you're talking about.
Perfect. So lastly, do you have any message for our audience?
Well, yes, yes, of course, I do. This is something. This is my passion. This is what we see. What's happening with people when they get educated, when they get the first taste of doing something great, and how they look in the eyes and see the bright futures that they are producing. Of course, that we understood that in order to make a change in your life, education is the answer. So you have to have two things. You have to have a mobile phone. And so that's one thing. But in this world today, 5 billion people has mobile phones, no? A smartphone. So in emerging markets also. So and if you don't have it, your uncle has it or your friend has it. So that's a very big part of the people we want to reach that has a mobile phone. The second thing you need to have is motivation. We cannot give you the motivation. You have to have the motivation yourself. You have to have want the motivation to study, to become something, or make room for the time needed in order to study, etc. So we cannot give you those two things, but we can give you all the rest. If you have those two things, we can give you all the rest. We can give you the learning, we can give you the education, we can give you the certified, the secure certification, so you can actually get a job and good learning for providing for your family, or just become brighter and make a good contribution for the planet. So well, that is the message on a personal level. On another level, if you want to contribute to the world, like you were referring to Nelson Mandela in the beginning. You want to make a big change in this world, come and join us in this journey. If you want to be a distributor, or you want to be an investor, or if you want to be a part of the team, a developer, come and join us in this team, because there's no way better to make a change in this world than what we're doing right now.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Rufus, for engaging with us today and letting us know about AIAR. It looks exciting, and we hope you will be able to achieve all your milestones and revolutionize the learning system around the world. Also, a big thank you to all our listeners for always supporting us. We hope to come up with more such promising startup stories that will inspire each and every one of us in one way or the other. Stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy, and keep watching Tech Talk Thursdays by Impact. Thank you.